What's up, geometry scholars? In today's class, we're going to be dilating and rotating from a point featuring you, a buddy, or maybe a celebrity athlete of your choice. We're going to be starting off with this template. First, however, let's go to Google Classroom. We know that we're going to need to download the template. To do that, we're going to click on the three vertical dots, open it in a new window, and then we're going to click this little download icon. I know you guys know that already. I also know that we've got these pretty cool photos from the Google Web Albums. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to select Ray. I'm going to click the three vertical dots. I'm going to select download. And I know that in Photoshop, to open up an image, we're going to click File and then Open. And then here we go. Here he is. And in that video tutorial that I shared with you yesterday, I know that I taught you that very first selection tool, the magnetic lasso tool. It's a good tool. It works with high contrast objects, and if you're not using a Labby photo, this is the tool that you want to use. If you're using a Labby photo, however, what you're going to do is use the tool underneath it. It's called the Quick Selection tool. That's this tool right here. And what we're going to do is simply left click and drag. And what it does is it makes quick selections. Because we've got this green backdrop, it knows exactly where to stop. And we're almost done. Tremendous. I'm going to grab his shoes. And I'm looking at his left foot, and I can see that it's getting some of the floor that we don't want. So we're going to subtract from the selection, clicking this little icon right there. Boom. And we've got a nice clean selection. This looks great. All right, so once we got a selection, we're going to press Command C to copy. We're going to return to the template, and I'm going to press Command V. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to shift him over, and let's reference this template or this model that I shared with you earlier. So Sage is dilating and rotating from this point, point G in the upper left-hand corner. I know that we've got this move tool, and we can sort of shift things around anywhere we want on the canvas. And in fact, why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the notation from the upper right-hand corner to the upper left. So I'll move this. We don't want to move the background, but we do want to move this logo. Put the logo right here. And we're going to be dilating from point G. So I'm clicking on point G and I'm dragging it. Sure, we'll experiment. We'll try right here, and I'm going to grab Rhea. And we are going to need to shrink him down for the pre-image. And to do that, I'm going to press Command T. And I'm going to look at the top of Photoshop. And I see that there's this little link between the W and the H. That stands for the width and the height. And we're going to want to make it locked so it's proportional. And let's try 25 for 25% of the original size. And you know what? Sure, why not? We'll have him about right there, and we'll see what happens. All right, so now what we're going to do, because we're going to be dilating, we're going to first need to make a copy. So to do that, we're going to press Command J, and then we're going to press Command T. Great. And so when we press Command T, I see we've got these boxes along the perimeter of the layer. Also, we've got the center box. Center icon. What we're going to do right now is we're going to click, left click, and drag it to point G. Okay, and that's where we're going to be dilating from. So I'm going to return to the top of Photoshop. We're going to click that link again, and we're going to do a scale factor. Let's try 3. So we're going to type in 300. All right, that looks great right there. And I'm going to press OK. And so we just did the dilation. That looks amazing. Let's rotate him. Why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snag M right here, and you can choose either. You can just choose one and then delete the other. We'll put M. Let's try M right here. And let's see what happens. So I'm going to click on Rhea, and I can see that he's selected when I look in the layers palette. I'm going to press Command T. And just like we did before, I'm going to grab the center point, and I'm going to drag it up. And let's put it right here and see what happens. I'm going to press Command T is already selected. So now what we can do is we can rotate like so. And I know that if it looks like this and we want to rotate it, this is going to be 90 degrees, this is going to be 180, and this is going to be 270, although in Photoshop this is registering as a 90 degree angle change. What we're going to do is we're going to simply make it an even 90, but we remember that because it's rotating counterclockwise, it's going to be 270 degrees, right? Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this over here just a tad, because we can do that because this is Photoshop. And I'm going to use something called the text tool because we need to sort of input these values. And I'm going to click on the text tool, and then I'm going to go up to the notation. And I know that what we did from point G, a dilation of a scale factor of what? 3, right? So I'm going to pop in 3. And then I'm going to go over here where I see it says XX. I'm going to pop in 270. We did a rotation around point M of 270 degrees. I'm going to press OK. And then let's grab his face. So I'm going to use the magnetic lasso. And I'm just going to do a quick selection. And I've got this selection. I'm going to use the move tool. And I'm going to make sure that we're on the layer rather. And I can see that we are. I'm going to press Command C, Command V. Oh, okay. And there's his head. We're going to press Command T, and we can actually just drag a corner like so. And so we're dilating Rhea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what else do we need to do? Well, we've got this second M, right? And it's a little redundant. The only reason I added it was in case you were going to be rotating around a point on your body and you were wearing a dark colored shirt. Then we want a little bit of contrast. That's not relevant in this case. So I'm simply going to select it in Layers Palette and then press Delete on the keyboard. Beautiful. All right, how do you save and submit your work so you can earn a grade? To do that, you're going to click File, and then you're going to click Save As, and then it's a Photoshop format as a default. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to save it as a JPEG, and you're going to write your name in the file name. So if your name is Rhea, you're going to simply write that transformation template as a JPEG, and then we're going to press OK, boom, and then in Google Classroom, let's see if I can do it. You're going to want to add your work. Looks like I can't do it from my end. What you're going to do is you're going to submit it. You're going to earn an A. This is super exciting. Can't wait to see your work. Good luck.